All right. Hey, everyone. The numbers are in for Seychelles in Panama City Beach for October 2022. It's November 1st. I'm Craig Duran with the Duran Group over at Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices. Nighttime edition. Couple reasons. We've got some leftover spooky lights back there. In the meantime, tomorrow I turn 50, and so tomorrow afternoon be out of the office for a little bit. So I want to make sure and get these updates out timely for you, since there is so much changing in the market very quickly. If you look at the overall market on the Gulf, remember we've been following this red line quite a bit. There'd been so much demand for condos that we were just following the supply lines essentially. So do we have a few condos for sale? Do we have a lot of condos for sale? And that was basically showing us whether the market was hot or hotter, really. But what's happened recently is there's a lot of demand that's been sucked out of the market. We just have far fewer buyers for condos really starting in May. The last 4 months, the supply levels have been about the same, but the rate of sales has changed because we have fewer buyers buying condos. We're up to 6.12 months of inventory. Remember, theoretically, that means we're going to sell out of the entire Gulf front market in 6 months. Another way to think about that is it's going to take us 6 months to sell a condo now. That feels like an eternity compared to just a few months ago when we were selling condos in what felt like minutes sometimes. Certainly lots of multiple offer situations very quickly, selling a lot of cash transactions in 2 and 3 months. We're now up to 6 months on average to sell a condo. This is not abnormal for real estate when you look over big chunks of time. I've been selling real estate now going into my 20th year. So I'm recalibrating a lot of things and going right back to the fundamentals when we're hired to sell something, of really, really focusing on great marketing. Because if we can do a good job showing off the properties we represent, competing for fewer buyers, those properties have a better chance of getting attention and getting sold. Very, very important right now as we've got this 6 months of inventory. 6 months is still a pretty balanced market for real estate. We're maybe teetering on the edge of buyer market territory. We haven't been there long enough to put pressure on pricing, but we're now getting close to that. With three of the last 4 months have been over 6 months of inventory. Would not be surprising, and we're already seeing some signs of a little more motivated seller here and there. A little more negotiable market. Nothing to report new in Seychelles. The last number that we could pull was 6 months, but even look at that. The last 3 months before that, we were at 2 months of inventory, then 4, then 6, and we couldn't even have a number last month because we didn't have a sale. So going back 60 days just to show you some of the activity that has happened. We did not have a sale in October, so all these sales are from September. 420,000 for one of the 1-bedroom 2 baths with bunks, not the Gulf Front Master. 1708 is under contract, has not closed yet. The asking price $479. A couple more 1-bedrooms asking $499 and $499. Another one asking $515. Another one asking $549. And a couple 3-bedrooms out on the market now. $899 and $905 are the asking price. But you can see, especially if you could just flip a switch and look at some of these reports from 3 or 4 months ago, all of a sudden it's very different. There are a lot more units available for sale. Buyers have far more choices. So it'll be interesting to see how things go moving forward. If you're thinking about liquidating in the short term, you're going to have to get really quickly reset your expectations on price. You can see it even right there with a closing at $420,000. The market is shifting pretty quickly. We don't expect a massive crash, 15, 20% or something like that very fast, but it would not be surprising to see a normal correction for a financial market of 5 or 10%. I mean, it can happen very quickly in a condo market. That 420 sale is going to put a lot of pressure on other 1-bedroom units in there, because that's what appraisers have to go off of. That's the new perception of value. So there's things we can use to combat that in marketing, but we have to watch that to see where things are going. My next couple updates, December, I'm going to do an overall market update for all Gulfront condos. However, I want to go back more than just a year to compare things. I want to make sure we have some perspective on things, bigger picture, so we can look at where we think pricing may be headed. And in January, I would give a Seychelles specific update again, wrap up 2022, and also put some projections forward on what we see for pricing heading into the spring. So right now we're a little bit flat. There's probably even more pressure on pricing in the last 30, 45 days than there was in the previous 2 or 3 months. I don't expect that to get much better. November, December can be pretty soft for condo sales. So we very well could be heading into the spring market in a buyer's market. So strategy and timing will really, our timing and marketing will really have a lot to do with getting some units sold that time of year. So I hope you found this helpful. I will see you on the other side of 50. Thanks for watching.